Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Today, it is Monday, it's Chelsea news. It is a relatively slow start to the week of news this week, but because we've got Norwich away on I think Thursday, and then on Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember which day of the week it is now, but we've got Newcastle this weekend too. So after a 4-0 win away at Burnley, the comments on 6 Things We Learn were very, very positive. So I want to say a big thank you for that, and I want to see if we can keep the momentum going by hitting the like button on this video today, if you can, and please subscribe to GBFC if you haven't already done so. I also got sent an email, and you know, like sometimes you get emails from random companies and you don't know how true it is, but I got this email about the 3 More Points podcast, where there's only been 1 episode, but apparently in various countries, mainly across Africa, we're like number 1 in Sierra Leone for sports and football podcasts. I don't know like how much competition there is there, but if you are from any of these countries on the screen, thank you for all the love and support, and I will leave a link to the Apple and Spotify podcast in the comments down below. I'm filming the second one tomorrow, and I'm going to try and bulk record this week a few more episodes so that the 3 More Points podcast can become more frequent for each and every one of you who either wants to watch the YouTube video or listen to the audio only. We've got a little bit of news. Let me go and consult the magnificent, the wonderful GBFC notebook. I've got a bigger one these days. We're going to talk Andreas Christensen. It looks as though he's about to move to Barcelona. We're going to speak about Chelsea looking and Roman Abramovich still looking for the most suitable buyer for Chelsea Football Club. We're going to go into a bit more detail about that. What if Conor McGregor was to buy Chelsea Football Club? But we begin by talking Andreas Christensen. I think this week we're finally going to know officially what is happening with Andreas Christensen's future. He's not signed a new deal yet at Chelsea. It has been reported now for quite a few weeks that Barcelona are the favourites to sign him. There were interests from Bayern Munich, who of course are going to lose Nicolas Süle in the summer. There was interest as well from Borussia Dortmund and also Barcelona. They're going to offer Andreas Christensen a 5-year deal, and it is reported that he's either just done a medical, which then means that he can go ahead and complete the signing for Barcelona. It's like Football Manager. When you know that a player's contract is running out, you can click approach to sign, go for the player, and then you sign a contract which is like a pre-contract to when it will begin come the end of his Chelsea contract this summer. Christensen is going to leave. Now, what does this mean for the rest of this season? Well, if I was to make an educated guess, I think we would see a lot more of Trevor Chalobah in the Chelsea starting 11. At the weekend we saw him in the game against Luton. Chalobah was out of that, but he started the cup final against Liverpool. That's the one it was. Chalobah, I think, is going to have a lot more game time. If Christensen is confirming that he's going to Barcelona, for me, as much as Christensen's been at Chelsea for such a long time, and as a Champions League winner for the club, played a massive role in that final, I'll always be grateful for Christensen, but I'll be very honest. As great of a defender as I think he's become, I think his Chelsea career has kind of peaked far too late compared to what it could have done. I think there has always been a question about whether Christensen could have kept it up in the big games. There was an issue a while back now about pre-match illnesses with Christensen, and I think if Chelsea weren't going to offer him the kind of 5-year deal that Barcelona will, and Chelsea reportedly interested in Koundé, Chalobah's kind of taken his spot a bit more often than not this season. Silva and Rudiger, still the first 2 top choice centre-backs, so the fact that Christensen has signed this deal, or is about to sign, with Barcelona doesn't really surprise me at all. And as long as we can get Rudiger, who, by the way, have you seen the new Rudiger song that he's obviously been involved in the music video for? I won't show any of it because I'll probably get strikes on my channel. I just strongly advise you type in Rudiger New Song and go and give it a watch. It's bloody brilliant. I love this guy. I couldn't love him anymore. Christensen's going to leave. Let's just hope now that Rudiger can sign that new contract. We move into the updates about Chelsea's new potential buyers. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, there isn't really much news. The only thing we have is that the more time passes since that news where Roman Abramovich announced that he's going to be selling Chelsea Football Club, all we really get to see is that we get to understand a little bit more about the profile of buyer that Roman Abramovich, as the seller, would like to see take over at Chelsea. it is being reported that if Roman Abramovich is to be fully sanctioned by the UK government and hasn't actually managed to process the sale of Chelsea Football Club, it won't impact the running of the club. There was this horrible vision that I had of Boris Johnson, taking over at Chelsea. I know it's not as simple as that. It's not when we say the government would seize Chelsea or try to seize Chelsea. It's not like Boris Johnson would start rocking up with his flipping mop head saying, hello everybody, yep, I'm the Chelsea owner now. It's not going to be like that. But any ideas of the UK government actually punishing Chelsea, I think the backlash would have just been outrageous, don't you think, considering the couple of years we've had in the UK right now. As for the most suitable buyer, at the moment, there are a few conspiracies, there are a few people digging, finding flight tracking from Russian jets, private jets, that are supposedly the jets of Roman Abramovich being seen in, I think, Qatar, Dubai, Istanbul. There are a lot of people that want to go and buy Chelsea Football Club, but the thing I'm very happy with is that although Roman Abramovich right now, it would be very easy for him to just kind of be right at the back, not really giving any input as to what he wants from this sale, and he could just rush things to try and save himself as quickly as possible and get this deal done as soon as he can so that he's kind of out of the firing line, I guess you could say. But the good thing for Chelsea as a footballing entity is that Roman Abramovich has made it very clear that whoever takes over is going to have to take over with the understanding of where Roman Abramovich wanted to take the club, because I think anyone who buys Chelsea, some people might be, as we go on to talk about Mr. McGregor in a moment, some people might be looking at it with like this big excitement and getting all like Chelsea Football Club. We could buy Chelsea Football Club, but the way that Chelsea's been ran, the way that we have become the most successful team in England since Abramovich took over, there is a lot of this that Roman Abramovich wants to maintain, wants to make sure that whoever is coming in with the right footballing mind to carry Chelsea in the direction that Abramovich would have done if everything that's going on right now was not a thing. And unfortunately, it's not an if, it's happening. What can we do about it? Abramovich is going to sell. At the moment, there is no party who is ahead of anybody else in this sense, so I don't want to sit here on GBFC and speculate any more than we need to, but as an interesting sporting story that very rapidly becomes a business story when you look at the trajectory of how Conor McGregor, UFC fighter, has started to make money. As one of the biggest personalities in sports, McGregor has since made a whiskey brand, which is, I think it's called Proper 12. And we have seen that Conor McGregor is interested in exploring a purchase of Chelsea Football Club, which wouldn't just be Conor McGregor becoming Roman Abramovich as we knew him as the sole owner of Chelsea, with, of course, different companies and registration names being involved there, but Abramovich was a man on his own. Conor McGregor wouldn't be able to buy Chelsea Football Club right now by himself. So therefore, any talks of Conor McGregor trying to buy Chelsea, we got to think about this rationally. I personally believe that Conor McGregor will eventually end up buying a football club because he is making serious money. And the way that he's conducting himself as a businessman, he is going to be in a position where he could probably end up buying and franchising a very big football team. As Simon Phillips has reported here, I'm exploring this. Celtic from Dermot Desmond, Manchester United from the Glazers. Can't do it very well because my nose is blocked. All being explored. A football franchise purchase is in my future. Make no mistake about it. It's not going to happen with Chelsea. Sky Sports have reported that Conor McGregor, as much as people might get excited by this or totally freaked out because they think it's a dreadful idea, this isn't going to happen. Roman Abramovich is not going to sell Conor McGregor to Chelsea Football Club. It would be one of the most eye-opening, entertaining stories in the history of football. But me personally, sorry Conor, as much as I absolutely love your personality, I love you as a fighter, but to take over Chelsea would scare the living daylights out of me. Not because I think you're going to go and knock out all the other owners if they come for a nice glass of red wine with you before or after a game, but it's just not going to happen. I don't believe it in the slightest. Maybe Conor McGregor within a consortium, but then again, is he really going to want to have at this moment in time? Is he going to want to buy a football club and not be the biggest shareholder or biggest stakeholder within that group? I don't think so. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on any of the crazy rumours right now about who's going to buy Chelsea. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As I said earlier, we've got Norwich away this week, which is another tough game before Newcastle at the Bridge at the weekend. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you are new, hit the like button if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Come on, you Blues.